So if there's one character that suffers from main character syndrome, it's Naruto Uzumaki. Now, main character syndrome is when it seems like the whole world revolves around the main character of an anime, and most manga MCs are like that, but Naruto takes it a step further. I mean, heck, even the series itself is named after him. Naruto also has this ability, basically the Talk no Jutsu, that makes him very relatable and be able to connect to anyone that he meets. Everyone sees their family or their loved ones in Naruto. Despite him being viewed as a pest at first, he has managed to turn believers out of those that challenged or questioned him in the past. But who are the characters that believed in Naruto the most? I'm talking before he became the reincarnate of Ninja Jesus in the war, who put all their faith and hope of the world into the messiah of the verse, Naruto. Well, today I'm going to round off the top 8 characters that believed in Naruto through thick and thin. Now, before we begin, I ask that you guys drop a sub for the channel and let's get straight to it. So for number 8, I got the pervy sage Jiraiya sensei. Jiraiya first took on Naruto as his student due to the physical resemblance he had to his previous student Minato, Naruto's father. In all honesty, Jiraiya does get shat on heavily by the Naruto fans because of his absence in Naruto's early life and how he only joined the picture when he became a genin. And while that is understandable, Jiraiya had all but given up on the great Elder Toad's prophecy about his apprentice after his apprentices kept on dying. He was pretty hopeless and just gave into his perverted tendencies, becoming a traveling writer and a pervert. It's not until he meets the son of the 4th Hokage that he starts being more hopeful. Now, Naruto wasn't on the same caliber as his previous students, Minato and Nagato, but the kid had guts and the potential to become incredibly powerful. Jiraiya even took Naruto under his wing to train him for over 2 years, and yet again, most fans were not happy with the results, and Naruto had the least amount of growth when compared to Sakura's training with Tsunade and Sasuke's training with Orochimaru. Jiraiya tried to help Naruto control the Nine Tails, but unfortunately, Naruto was not ready for that just yet. The Nine Tails' immense hatred was far too overwhelming for him at that stage. Unfortunately, Naruto only really advances to the next level once he experiences the pain of loss, that being Jiraiya's death. Before he died, Jiraiya entrusted the prophecy onto Naruto, where he sacrificed his life to get Pain's secret out, showing how much he believed in the boy. Number 7, I got Gaara of the Sand. Now, considering that Gaara was one of the earlier victims of the Talk no Jutsu and Naruto changed his entire perspective on life, it only makes sense to include him in this ranking. Naruto's words and his commitment to defending his friends from Gaara's wrath turned the bloodthirsty, crazed Jinchuriki into the righteous leader of the Sand Village. It was Naruto that inspired him to put his past behind him and strive to make connections and share his pain with those around him. The kid that once used to terrorize the Sand Village and only looked out for himself was now ready to give his life just to protect it. And if his belief in Naruto wasn't strong enough, it was fortified to a greater extent after Naruto rescued him from literal death. The only person that understood Gaara's pain as a Jinchuriki was Naruto. Gaara believed that the leaf would always be safe as long as Naruto was around, and he was also ready to pardon Sasuke Uchiha's crimes in the Kage Summit just because of his connection to Naruto, and how he was also consumed by hatred just like Sasuke until Naruto changed him. At number 6, we got the grandson of the 3rd Hokage, Konohamaru Sarutobi. Now, regardless of what your opinion of this little brat is, you can't deny that he was one of the first characters to really believe in Naruto. Everyone treated Konohamaru as the spoiled grandson of the 3rd Hokage, but Naruto was the first one that was real with him, and he didn't just see him as Hiruzen's grandkid. Naruto also managed to defeat his sensei Ibisu with his provocative sexy jutsu, so ever since that day, Konohamaru was a strong believer in Naruto and his dream of becoming the Hokage. He would go on to follow in Naruto's footsteps, learning all of his jutsu like the Rasengan, the Shadow Clones, and, of course, the sexy jutsu. He's actually the only character you could say was Naruto's disciple. And when Naruto was off training with Jiraiya, Konohamaru even transformed into Naruto and tried to sign up for the Chunin exams because he didn't want Naruto to be left behind his colleagues. So this is one thing that Konohamaru deserves some respect for. Number 5, I got Teuchi, aka Ramen Guy, one of Naruto's earliest allies, and someone that never saw him as a nuisance or a pest. You could say that Teuchi was the first to accept Naruto. Since Naruto was a big fan of Teuchi's ramen, he always had a soft spot for the poor child. Even when Naruto was a reject and when he didn't have enough money for a bowl, Teuchi always welcomed him. And as Naruto grew up and started getting accepted by his peers, he still kept going to Ichiraku Ramen, and Ichiraku's popularity kept increasing as well. It became the ramen shop, and especially after the war when Naruto became the hero of the world, Ichiraku boomed. Global leaders like the Kazekage and whatnot visited the store often, and Naruto kept going even after he became the Hokage, all because Teuchi was a real one since day one. Number 4, I got Kakashi Hatake. Now I know a lot of guys want to talk shit because, oh, Kakashi trained Sasuke and, oh, he didn't care about Naruto. But that's a load of crap, truly. First off, Kakashi trained Sasuke at the time because Sasuke's arsenal was very compatible with his own, and Naruto still needed to do some basic chakra training that both Sasuke and Sakura already had the hang of. I think it's safe to say that from the start of Shippuden onwards, Kakashi put a lot of faith and belief into Naruto. Kakashi even devised a training method tailored specifically for Naruto, one that took advantage of his massive chakra reserves by using hundreds of shadow clones. Each clone trained simultaneously, and when dispelled, their collective experience returned to Naruto, allowing him to master jutsu in days that would normally take months or even years to master. Kakashi told Naruto he believed that he was the only shinobi capable of surpassing the 4th Hokage, and when he killed Kakuzu and said that the new generation will leave this one behind, Kakashi was thinking of Naruto. And it was stated time and time again just how much faith Kakashi had in his students. Just like how Kakashi helped Naruto evade the Anbu that were assigned to look over him, and accompanied him alongside Yamato to go and confront the Raikage to try to convince him to not go after Sasuke. This plan was criticized by everyone, but Kakashi didn't care. And even after the confrontation with Sasuke, he still had a little bit of hope left just because of Naruto. And also during the war arc when Obito was unmasked and Kakashi was plunged into doubt and regret, it was Naruto that snapped him out of his despair. And when he couldn't change Obito's mind, he was ready to kill his former teammate just to protect Naruto, in whom he saw the old Obito. When Obito was defeated, Kakashi said that the reason Naruto won't fail where Obito did was because Kakashi and Naruto's other believers will be there to have his back, signifying how much faith he had in him. However, the next entry had even more faith. Number 3 is Tsunade Senju. Tsunade was someone that was literally brought back from despair because of Naruto and his actions. When she was first introduced to us, Tsunade was a cynic that called the role of the Hokage a fool's job, since everyone that was dear to her who dreamt of becoming the Hokage was killed. First was her younger brother Nawaki, and the second being her late lover Dankato. The latter incident left her with a severe case of hemophobia, and she basically quit the life of the shinobi. So her and Naruto butted heads at first, and they made a bet. If Naruto could master the Rasengan, she would give him the invaluable first Hokage's necklace. Tsunade even considered Orochimaru's proposition for a bit, but then she came back to her senses. And not only was she rescued by Naruto, but she had her cynicism disproven, and he was able to win the bet and the Hokage's necklace. That moment changed Tsunade. She went from saying only a fool would want to become the Hokage to becoming the 5th Hokage herself. And ever since then, she decided to place all her bets on Naruto because she had an unprecedented amount of faith in him. She saw the will of her brother and her lover alive in that child. She would even send Naruto on missions that put him in contact with the Akatsuki instead of following Shizune and the elders' advice of keeping him restrained in the village because of how much she believed in him. And when Pain was invading the Leaf and the elders told her not to summon him, she exposed those two geezers, saying that Naruto wasn't just some weapon that they can use whenever they pleased, that he was a capable shinobi of the Leaf and should be relied upon to protect his home. Tsunade always backed and supported Naruto. She was also the only one of the Kage to oppose the idea of hiding him during the war. And honestly, the amount of faith that she had in Naruto was admirable. Though there might be another female character that believed in Naruto even more. Number 2 is Hinata Hyuga. Hinata was one of Naruto's earliest supporters, maybe even the earliest if you consider the filler. She was always watching him struggle, train, and fight his way through life. People want to say that Sakura's loyalty to Sasuke was uncontested, but nothing compares to Hinata's loyalty and belief in Naruto. She always watched him and admired him from afar, and even if inadvertently, Naruto's will and his determination to never give up served as a source of inspiration for Hinata. Hinata was a shy and timid kid that could never live up to her father's standards, so she never believed in herself. She saw herself as weak. That's why when Naruto spoke up for her during her match against Neji, she stood her ground, and went toe-to-toe against her much more skilled cousin. She wanted to be brave like him, and during every confrontation she saw him take part in, she was always rooting for him. Of course, the moment where all of this is most evident is when she steps in to help him when he's pinned down by Tendo Pain. Both Pain and Naruto knew that she stood no chance, and Naruto begged her to leave, but she refused. She said that she used to give up and cry, but that Naruto changed her, that she always chased after him, wanting to catch up to him, and that this time she was gonna be selfish and protect him because of her love for him. She also inadvertently saved Naruto, as if it weren't for the Nine Tails being triggered, Naruto would have likely been captured by the Akatsuki. Hinata was also the one to snap Naruto back to reality after Neji's death, and after that powerful speech that Obito gave. She was by his side and prevented him from falling into despair. And considering that she was always on the sidelines rooting for him when no one else was, I think it's only fair to rank Hinata that high. And number 1 has got to be none other than Iruka Sensei. Iruka generally has a minor role in the story, but he's still very important to Naruto, and he's considered to be the one that saved Naruto from despair, something that Naruto would go on and do to most of the characters of the show. Naruto was a troublemaker at first that acted out just so that he could get attention, to get acknowledged, because he was an orphaned child that was ostracized by the villagers, so he really had no one by his side, which is what made it easy for Mizuki to manipulate him to get him to steal the secret scroll. And then after Iruka showed up and Mizuki revealed the truth behind Naruto, that he's the one that harbored the nine-tailed fox that everyone feared, Iruka was the one to stand up for and believe in Naruto, and arguably used the Talk no Jutsu for the first time. He acknowledged Naruto's feelings, how he felt alone, how Naruto was just like Iruka when he was young, playing the class clown just to get people to notice him because of how alone he was. He apologized to Naruto and acknowledged him as a hard-working shinobi of the Leaf Village. This was a defining moment for Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto would later on acknowledge that it was Iruka Sensei's compassion that prevented him from turning out like Gaara. And when Naruto finally joins forces with the Nine-Tailed Fox, he basically mimics the speech of acknowledgement that Iruka said about Naruto in the first episode, but about Kurama instead. You could say that Iruka Sensei saved Naruto from himself, and he kept on believing in Naruto every step of the way. Naruto even asked Iruka to attend his wedding as his father in the anime, which is one of the most emotional moments in the show. Understandably so. Okay, let's go over some honorable mentions, since these 8 characters are obviously not the only ones to believe in Naruto. Starting with Sakura Haruno. I know, A lot of you guys may not agree since she didn't respect him at first, but especially by Shippuden, Sakura became a big time believer in Naruto. That's why she cried for him to come back during the Pain arc. Another honorable mention is Sai, who was another character changed by Naruto. I mean, the first time he was introduced, he was literally an emotionless tool, and after one mission with Naruto, he became a changed person. Shikamaru Nara's also another honorable mention. He used to see Naruto as a brat, but as he got to know him, he started acknowledging how special this kid was. He even said that he turned down a position in the Guardian Shinobi 12 just to be around in case Naruto and the gang needed him. I know there's some people that would like to rank him at number 1, but I think honorable mentions is good enough, honestly. Neji Hyuga is another honorable mention. Neji had this rigid mindset beforehand about destiny, and Naruto changed his perception. And ever since then, he saw Naruto as a liberator. Also, two logical choices for characters that believed in Naruto are his parents, Minato and Kushina. I mean, Minato believed in him so much that he sealed a demon inside him and took his own life, believing that Naruto would eventually come to master this beast's powers. But you know, they were kinda dead the entire time, so it's hard for me to rank them in the top 8. Itachi is also someone that believed in Naruto so much that he basically told him to deal with the mess that he created in Sasuke. That's also another thing. Most of the major antagonists that fall victim to the Talk no Jutsu become firm believers in Naruto. Nagato believed in him so much that he gave his life for him and performed the Rinne rebirth. And Obito, the one that Nagato betrayed, was gonna do the exact same thing, and when he couldn't do that, he spent his last moments helping Naruto, and he died by protecting Naruto by intercepting Kaguya's attack, telling Naruto that he better become the Hokage. Even Sasuke eventually came around, and in particular, when he saw all of Naruto's hopes and dreams, he believed that Naruto may be the only one out there that understands him, and he'd go on to spend the rest of his life atoning for his sins. That's the thing, by the time the Fourth War ended, pretty much everyone believed in Naruto. He was the golden child, the child of prophecy, the hero of the world. So if there's someone that suffers from this main character syndrome, I think it's definitely gotta be Naruto. Anyways, I think I've babbled on for long enough. Make sure to check the rest of the collection, and once again, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.